Okay, it's like after midnight, and I wanted to make a video before I went to sleep because I have a lot of energy. Lately, for the last few days, I've been going to bed like around 2 and then getting up at like around 8. So my pattern is kind of shifting, you know? I'm thinking, I don't want it to be a pattern, okay? Because I really don't want it to be that way because I like getting up early in the morning. I really do. But my brain is like going through like this functioning process. You know, there's just so much that that is making me feel better, you know, but at the same time it's like, wow, okay, because like when I start thinking about these three individuals, you know, I start thinking about high school. Okay, so I guess I have this fear about my memories of high school for like reasons that for some people they wouldn't understand, but I guess I was pretty like uncomfortable at times in high school, so it was really hard for me back then. You know, I don't think people realized it because I have a really weird sense of humor. Like it's almost borderline, I guess, dark humor, kind of. But you know, I mean, I was like always laughing, okay, but you know, there was parts of me that were like kind of like depressed, kind of, because I was starting to kind of see who I was a little bit, you know, and I just I felt odd, you know, just kind of like weird, but but and I think that you know, obviously now I realize, you know, it was my family scapegoating me and creating all these problems. Not to say that I didn't have any problems on my own or I didn't do anything wrong, but you know, good grief, seriously. But you know, I feel better now knowing that it wasn't really all my fault. But you know, high school was like for me a place where I really didn't feel like I belonged there. You know, um, I just felt so out of place, you know, really out of place. So, you know, sometimes, you know, and I was never like that. I mean, because I used to like school. I did. I liked school. I really did. I liked school. But, you know, high school was starting to get, for me, to be, it was starting to become like a time where I was just getting really sad, like all the time. And I was happy because, like, my sister moved and she got married and she moved it away, and so I didn't have to share a room with Lisa anymore, thank God. And so I got my own room, right? So it was kind of cool because you know I would go in my room a lot and just kind of shut myself in, you know. And I think that was like the time where I started becoming really comfortable with like, you know, solitude and just kind of being by myself, you know. And I just started to like kind of disconnect from everything, you know, except for those few moments where like I was goofing around or, um, but for the most part, you know, I was kind of really like, I wouldn't say dark, but I mean, I guess I was over serious about a lot of things. I mean, obviously, if somebody who's interested in religion and shit like that, at that in that age, it's just like you know, I just took things very seriously, and um, I would get like, you know, and I didn't feel comfortable in school. I would like, you know, ditch a lot. You know, I would go to the cemetery. Oh yeah, the cemetery. You know, I used to just kind of hang out there. You know, it's like the first part. But I've always had an interest in like, you know, okay, I know this sounds weird, but you know, I always had an interest in death. You know, not to where it was like out of control, but I had this. It was intriguing to me. You know, the whole death process. You know, and so it's like you know, I'd go and like look at different graves and stuff, and then and I would hit a lot of thrift stores, which is one of the reasons why I like thrift stores. And my father didn't like thrift stores really because like he grew up really poor, and you know, you want your kids to have better things, right? So like you know, but I was just like so fascinated with it, like even like the smell. Okay, the smell is repulsive, I have to say it is, but I've noticed that that smell is just like in every thrift store, you know. And okay, not that sounds really weird. Okay, I'm not like addicted to the smell, but it's like it's a very distinct smell where you know you're walking into a secondhand store. You know what I mean? You'll find that in Salvation Army, you'll find it in Goodwill, you'll find it at every store. And I know they wash the clothes. Okay, that's not the point of the video, Maria. Shut up. Okay, so anyway, I started developing into myself, and I just felt like further and further away from what was actually going on, in school. I didn't feel like I was really a part of it. I was just kind of somewhere out in my own little world, doing my own thing, and just trying to, you know, not have to deal with being awkward anymore. Like I was starting to get like I wouldn't call it social anxiety. Okay, yeah, I would call it social anxiety. I was, and it's I guess you could expect that from somebody who's like fucking being plotted against by their own family, but whatever. Anyway, and probably didn't mean, I don't know what they meant, but the whatever the output was, just much like the workplace nowadays. It's just like it's the same bullshit. But anyway, so when I got on Facebook, I'm gonna fast forward because nobody cares about all the other shit, and I find it boring myself. So anyway, going out of high school, I've been working through the years, and I kind of wanted to forget, like, everything about me. I did. I wanted to forget everything about me. Like, I wanted to. I threw my fucking yearbooks away. Okay, I did. I was like, you know what? I fucking hated that person. I hated. Well, I didn't hate the person. I just hated the situation I had to be in. You know what I mean? It was just like I couldn't take it. It was too much for me. So anyway, so yeah, going on Facebook. So sometimes, like even through like electronic means, okay, people can go into certain states of shock, and like, don't get me wrong, I think I would say that it was very brave of me to talk to people from Facebook because it's just not my character as an adult. Only because, I become very selective about people, very selective about them. But it's like I figure, okay, I'm gonna get in touch with some of these people because they remind me of something positive. Even though high school kind of sucked for me, there were certain things about high school that I did find enjoyable. Okay, but getting on Facebook was like, kind of a cool thing. I mean, because I figured it was just a way. It's kind of like when you watch one of those reunion shows that are really lame, but you watch it only because you want to see what that kid who played a 6-year-old character looks like as a 40-something-year-old man. You do shit like that, right? So I'm on it, and I know things got pretty weird on Facebook, and it's really unfortunate, but I'm over it. Okay, so I was thinking tonight about how I mean, it really, I accept the bullshit. What I mean by that is I accept the fact that what happened, and I kind of think it's funny in a way. I really do. I think it's kind of funny, in some weird, I don't know, like dark sitcom humor. It is kind of funny. It is, but I did have like my positive times like in high school, and one of the things that I remember the most about high school that I can't. So when I think about high school, I think about Teresa. I think about her because I had a lot of fun with her. I'd spent a lot of time talking to her on the phone, boring her with my jokes, and my jokes were always like really lame. And I would just get like on this roll about the jokes. You know what I mean? It was like, it never got old to me. And I knew that it was stupid, but like, I felt like, I liked the output. Like when I liked the people's response, like if I said it and if it wasn't funny, and some people would get mad and I would get like this euphoric feeling. It was very strange, right? I don't know why I was compelled to do such bullshit, but I mean, like, I enjoyed it, and sometimes she would, like, participate and play along with it. I enjoyed that, thank you for humoring me. But anyway, um, and then, I was thinking about the AM/PM thing, like, when things got weird on Facebook, it kind of, like, hurt to drive by an AM/PM. It did. It kind of hurt because it was like, I don't know what's going on with Teresa. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. It's like one day everything's fine and I come in. It was like almost like the scapegoating process, through Facebook. It was very strange, and I was like, oh fuck, okay, whatever. So eventually, I kept making stop and goes. Like, I'd go in, I'd leave, and I was trying to see what's going on Facebook, and then I just thought, okay, you know what, I'm off Facebook completely. Um, but anyway, yeah, like the AM/PM thing, See, that was part of my weird humor. And I was just looking at a billboard today and I was like, oh man, that sucks. That really sucks. That, I would make an effort to contact Teresa and she wouldn't contact me back. That fucking sucks. Because I would really love to go on and on about the stupidity of that fucking billboard. But whatever. I just gotta suck shit up sometimes, and that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I still want to see her. I do. I still want to see Teresa. But I can't make people do shit. You know what I mean? I understand that she realizes the magnitude of their little shenanigans, and I get it. Okay, I get it. I realize that it's just people operating things, and doing weird stuff, and then like people get out of control and it's weird. Okay, but I don't know really what your motive was, but I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation, like maybe you joined some weird cult and you went crazy. But seriously, it's cool though, really it is. Okay, but anyway, okay, so now I want to move into David. Now, I'm not throwing your last name out there, but I'm sure everybody knows who the fuck you are. David, what a trip. Like I used to see him, okay, to me, because, obviously because I was like so head over heels in love with his brother, right? Of course, because I would take an interest in David because David was Steve's brother, okay? And I was like, okay, I knew who he was, and I would see him, and I thought he was interesting. I really thought he was interesting. But, I never really knew him really well, Anyway, I did notice that he had this, like, fiery look in his eye. It was kind of like, I don't know how you would describe it. Hmm, devilish. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Now, so I think David is very strange. I mean, that the whole thing about me lying to my husband. I mean, like, really? I mean, maybe you made it as a joke, but I think the town was using that as like their clan's fucking material or some shit like that. Okay, I'm making a joke, okay? Seriously, but anyway. It's cool. Don't even worry about it. I'm not tripping too hard on that one. It's odd, but whatever. Um, yeah. So anyway, and then I think, of course, I'm painting Steve out to be like some like god or something. No, but I mean, I know he had to participate. He was participating in it, and I forgive you guys. I really do. I forgive you guys. But so I was thinking today, about like work and all this other bullshit, and really, um, I think you guys are just pranksters, I guess, to some degree. But I think everybody likes that sort of activity at some time. Now, I wanted to talk about my work because obviously there's something going on, and and I think the town was just kind of like freaking out over me because of you guys, and well, my family is just evil anyway, but I think you guys might have, like, kicked it up a notch or two. And so yeah, it was like high school intensified. You know what I mean? It was kind of shitty, but whatever. I am over that. So when it comes to like the work issue, though, no, I'm not. I realize that the system is broken. I mean, it's a broken system. I mean, sometimes it takes certain things like that to really make you think about. And that's not taking the heat off you evil people. I'm just saying, that there's a system that's broken, and I really do believe that it is, and I think that and that now that I've kind of shed light on that, it kind of makes me think, how the world really works, and so I don't want to put my faith into something that could be so, what do you call it, wishy-washy. It's a very wishy-washy system in general, and so I mean it just confirms a lot of the facts and the things that I've been thinking about over the years, about the behavior of people, and you know just how things go and how they progress socially, the petty bickering, the jealousies, the competitions and stuff like that. Not that was actually being played out in the workplace over this bizarre issue. You know what I mean? And so, I have lost a lot of respect. Not for you guys, okay? That includes you too, David, you wicked monster. But no, I'm just kidding. If you did and you did indeed do what I suspect you of doing. But anyway, I'm making a joke, okay, and I thought it was funny. So, I know that many people work to just survive. I mean, that's just the fucking way it is, okay? I've always been the kind of person who's had like goals and try to always have something, else. I people want to live comfortably, not materialistically, but just to be comfortable. And also, of course, like my job, but obviously people get petty about shit like that, and so, employers aren't going to be willing to offer me certain things anymore, just as a residual effect of what's happened. And I have to say, I guess I'm over it. I'm so over it right now. I mean, seriously, I don't even care about, I mean, don't get me wrong, I need a job, okay? I am not stupid. But I don't really care about some of my goals anymore. And the reason why is because, I see how the system works, okay? I see exactly what makes this whole system tick. And it's disgusting to me. It is. It's absolutely disgusting. I can see how some people, like, they're just like really into living off the grid. Now, I think that's kind of cool in a way. I really do. I think with people who live off the grid, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just an amazing thing, but I don't have those kind of survival skills. I don't know how to like hunt and skin shit. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do that. But and I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad. I'm being silly, but 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 I do. I admire that. But I just myself, I mean, I have to get a job, and I have to do something that I like, and I don't really know anything other than what I've been doing for the last 20 something years. And so this obviously happens to a lot of people, people getting forced out of their field or whatever like that. And this is one of the reasons why, And so I'm trying to make this an educational thing. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes like, well, gosh, me. Okay, seriously though. But I'm not. What I'm trying to say is that this is something that is going on, and a lot of people are wondering what actually happened, why they can't do this, and there's different scenarios that come into play when it comes to people on the outside being able to affect the employer's decisions. And so I hear of a lot of people who get forced out of their fields. But I was also thinking tonight about when I was living in Palmdale. I think when Houston was like, I don't know, it was a little before my father passed away, so I think it was like 1995 or whatever. I was living in this, oh God, my God, what was I talking about? I must be really tired. Um, I was living in this apartment complex, and, oh my God, I'm losing track of my thought here. Sorry. It just completely slipped my mind. But anyway, oh God, sorry. Um, I'm not mad at you guys, but I'm just a little frustrated, only because like I was hoping that you know, like a phone call or something like that would have occurred throughout this time period. Instead, there's a lot of things like you're around me or you're involved with me, but you don't actually see your guys' face, and I'm just like kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Um, so, but I don't know. I'm kind of drained right now. I'm just thinking about too much, and I'm tired and I'm exhausted. Is basically how I feel right now, and I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was getting to something about me being back in 1995, and oh God, and my son was really little, and I was saying that it had something to do with the work issue, something to do with that. Oh God, I feel like a dork, just kind of like cutting out like that. But whatever. Um, I guess I don't see the value in um, in what people are pursuing in life anymore. I don't see the value in what do you call it? It's not materialism. I just don't see the value of looking for prosperity that's going to be handed to you by somebody else. Okay, in other words, like I mean, I need a job, obviously, and I need to, I don't have anything to any other way of making money other than getting a job. But when it comes to employers, I guess I look at them differently now. You know what I mean? I don't see them as the structured, functional, functional operation that I thought it was. It's not what I thought it was, and I kind of like am kind of disgusted by it. So with that said, I'm just kind of like want to take things back a little bit and just like I don't know. I want to have fun. I mean, I want to just finish out the rest of my life, being happy instead of worrying about this bullshit constantly all the time. That's not, there's really no guarantees in this fucking world. There really isn't. So, I mean, so don't think that you did something that catastrophic, because it's really not when I think about it. But at the same time, it is for a lot of people when this sort of thing goes on in the workplace, and the evil behind it. So I know that you guys didn't mean to really create the drama that you guys did, okay? But I will tell you that the face of the action of, and the behavior of some of the people in the workplace was just like, I can see why some of these things end in tragedy. I'll be back with another video in just a second.